all, it's me, Propagandist, and welcome back to some more RWBY Volume 7 reactions. We're reacting now to the 7th episode of this series. It's called Worst Case Scenario. Now, this is my second real recording session now for this volume. About a week ago I did my, my big recording session really for the first sort of half of the volume, episodes 1 to 6, and I'm going to get some more done now today, whilst I have a bit of an opportunity. So, God, where are we actually up to? There's a few things actually I want to say before really we get into the episode, and if my webcam quality doesn't suddenly start acting up, so the colours are all going all funny there, at least on the screen. I don't know if that's just the lighting outside my window, and, you know, combine that with the fact it's a budget webcam and all that. But, yeah, so in the time between my first recording session about a week ago, and when I'm now recording at the moment, I should actually clarify what... You know what, fuck it, I'll just date the video. It's 27th of January, basically, ladies and gents, as of when I'm recording this specifically. And so I recorded the initial sort of half of the volume about a week before. And in that time, since I started recording that, I realised that there was the Volume 9 trailer had been released by Rooster Teeth on their channel on YouTube. And special thanks to everybody who responded to my little call out that I put out, both on the Rooster Teeth first website for the RWBY community, and as well as that here on YouTube, because those of you on YouTube, you know, you'll have seen that I posted the question recently, where basically I asked people, is it worth me doing a reaction to the Volume 9 trailer now, or should I hold off until I've watched Volume 8? Because I was a bit unsure, because, you know, with the trailer being fairly new, I thought, you know, might as well strike the iron while it's hot, maybe. But then again, I was always worried in case anything in that trailer was a bit spoilerish, either for the remainder of Volume 7 or for stuff that happens in Volume 8. And basically, decision we're going to go with, we're going to hold off on watching and doing a reaction to the Volume 9 trailer until I've watched Volume 8. Pretty much unanimous consent from everybody who responded, basically saying don't watch the Volume 9 trailer yet, wait until you've seen Volume 8, because yes, there might be certain details which follow on from what happened in Volume 8. So that's what we're going to do, ladies and gentlemen. So like I say, special thanks to everybody who replied to my little questioning then, much appreciated. We'll do that. But from what I have heard, the Volume 9 trailer is apparently very interesting. It's quite wacky and out there. So I look forward to eventually seeing it. So, where are we up to at the moment in Volume 7? So in the last episode, Robin Hill was having a little sort of electoral celebration, social, whatever it was. Then things went wrong. Tyrian was there and has basically engineered a situation where it looks like Penny has attacked Robin Hill. So you got to feel kind of sorry for Penny here, because this feels, well, not feels like, this is basically the second time now in this entire franchise when she has basically become an unwitting pawn in a larger game. First obviously being at the end of Volume 3. So yeah, that's not going to be good for her. And that's pretty much going to light the powder keg, I would say. Because here's the thing, you know, the situation in Atlas Mantle is pretty dire at the moment. You know, Robin Hill has huge questions, and they're not, you know, they're not unjustified questions about what the Atlas authorities are doing. And of course, this is just going to create further division, because that's how Salem works. She likes to divide people and get them to do, effectively, her dirty work for her. So Tyrion's there, Dr. Watts is there. Dr. Watts, of course, has been friggin' getting in the ear of old Daddy Schnee. Daddy Schnee has now stood for election and he's won a council seat, which is not good. I'm guessing the only way he's won is with Watts' foul play. Watts has probably rigged the election, essentially, basically to give Schnee the edge. Because I don't really see how, I don't know, Jacques Schnee would necessarily be popular enough to win an election, because I feel like there'd be so many of the electorate who would just be like, no, we're not electing you, mate. So that's what I'm assuming has happened here. God, so yeah, we're just going to throw ourselves back in and we're going to see what's going on. It's going to get hot probably very quickly. Things are going to be bad. Let's just get to it. Right, so we're going to start then in 3, 2, 1, go. Straight to it. Oh, Penny, how are you doing? Not good. Well, you got a robot arm to comfort you at least. Ugh.
Citizens of Mantle, following a most recent grim attack, a temporary prohibition of assembly is now in effect. There are to be no public gatherings of any kind. Please conduct your business and return to your homes before curfew. This is for your own safety.
Hey! Stop right there! Stop running! Wait!
Though military officials have gone on record to say
It's not going to look good.
many citizens are still insisting that the Protector of Mantle be deactivated.
Yeah, this is where didn't think this was going to go well for Penny. Alright, what's going on here? Who was that? Tyrian? No? No, it's Robin Hill? Possibly?
Civilian, you are obstructing an Atlas military operation. Please step aside.
Everything all right over here?
Did the truck just get stolen?
Hello?
Oh. Some kind of semblance? Yeah. Robin Hill, it's you. I'm sorry? What's that power?
This is the worst case scenario. More people are dead, Penny's been framed, and somehow Jacques Schnee is sitting on the council.
That's the second shipment for Amity that was hit today. It seems election night was the last push Robin needed to go from hometown hero to full-on vigilante.
I'm afraid the problem is more complicated than that.
It seems Robin has emboldened our suppliers in Mantle. They're refusing to sell us provisions until the city is adequately repaired. With Robin redistributing the goods her team has stolen, the Amity project is completely stalled.
But we're so close. There has to be some way we can finish the tower.
There is. Declaring martial law.
You're not actually considering that, are you?
What's more important? Establishing communication to unite the world? Or appeasing a few city blocks?
Don't make it sound trivial when you know it isn't. You keep talking about how we just need a little more time, but you're not the one having to struggle.
We have all had to make sacrifices for the greater good. Mantle has had to bear a lot of the burden, yes, but...
They're bearing all of it! The longer this waiting game goes on, the harder each day gets for people down there, and now you want to send in more soldiers? You can't force people to fall in line. If you do that, you'll just be trading all of these problems for the Grim.
You gonna relent? Or...
Please, General Ironwood.
Yeah, I mean...
Squeezing Mantle this way, that kind of division plays right into Salem's hands. That's why Tyrian is here framing you.
Right. The reason we called you here in the first place. You're sure this was the man you saw?
Tyrian Callows was accused of murders all across Animal.
Whoa. Hang on, we need to read some of this. That is a lot of information. Male, fauna, scorpion, poisonous tail, age presumed mid to late 30s. Wanted for murder, assault, kidnapping, section truncated to attached criminal record, considered armed and extremely dangerous. Following is an excerpt from an incident report apprehended by Atlas and Mistral officers in joint operation. See attached mission report A812 with Mistral huntsman F. Pickerel. Prior to transport from Mistral to Atlas, Pickerel was insistent that additional units were necessary in guarding the prisoner. This request was denied. It's obvious Pickerel believed Callows would attempt to escape. Pickerel was removed from the transport team after failing to cooperate. Something redacted. At 03:31 hours on the day of transport, distress call from pilot T. Cornetto was received. Cornetto reported a swarm of Grim had engaged their ship. Grim activity in the area had been declared minimal to none 12 hours prior to the event, CGR 12. Audio continued to transmit for another 6 minutes and 13 seconds. Over the course of the encounter, the ship suffered extensive damage and was eventually split in two. The bodies of redacted were never found. It is presumed they were redacted. Cornetto continues to speak despite clearly suffering severe injuries from the crash. Most notable was his repeated phrase, "What are you? What are you?" It's unclear to whom or what Cornetto was directing this question at. Immediately following this moment, Cornetto is fatally attacked by a Grim. Callows' voice is the last recorded. The suspect seems to be weeping before stating the word beautiful. Transmission ends immediately. No survivors were found. Tyrian Callows' body was never found. He is presumed dead. Update, the body of F. Pickerel has been found in his home. We're now declaring Callows missing. Additional reading recommended. And then a load of code names. Okay. There's a lot of interesting information on there about who this guy is. Because that's the thing, we don't know much about Tyrian or his background. So, in essence, yeah, he's a wanted criminal. Okay, makes sense. All right, restarting in 3, 2, 1, go.
All across Anima. A homicidal maniac who escaped justice when his prison transport was attacked by Grimm. After that, he was never seen again.
Well, he works for Salem, and he's here.
If we ever had any doubts Atlas was Salem's next target, I think those are officially out the window.
But now we have a suspect. We can tell the people.
That a long-lost serial killer is loose in Mantle and the military has no idea where he is. Might make things worse before they get better.
I am so sick of secrets. If we just told everyone about Amity, about Salem...
We can't! If we talk about Amity now, we risk Salem's forces, who we know are here, working to sabotage it. If we tell them about Salem now, we risk falling to the Grimm before we can reunite Remnant. We have to finish the tower. I want Robin Hill in custody. We can offer her a deal if she gets Mantle to cooperate.
We'll figure it out.
Anyone not assisting with Robin needs to focus on Tyrian. I want to know who he's working with, where he's hiding, what he's planning, and how exactly that video of Penny got all over my kingdom.
I must say, this is
Do
interesting
I make
scene.
myself clear?
Yes, sir.
Not least for the fact that that's
Yes,
the most
sir.
animated and angry I think we've ever seen Nora before. Well, not animated, angry. I should specify.
Looks like we're approaching 51st.
Thanks again for the assist on this, you two. Now, we may all be split between different trucks, but we need to be ready to act as one in case Robin's team takes the bait. If your truck is hit, pursue immediately. Everyone else will move in as fast as possible. Going radio silent. Over.
Do you think we should have told Ironwood about Salem before he put so much on the line for Amity?
Sounds like you do.
I trust Ruby, but I think he deserves to know what he's stepping into. We all did. You don't agree?
Look around. The embargo, the military presence, the restrictions on assembly. He's a bit prone to overreacting.
Yeah, hard to argue with that. Still, he didn't have a lot of good options.
I'm not sure there are many good options left for any of us anymore. Keeping secrets, taking lives, it makes you wonder how far we're going to have to go to keep doing the right thing.
Blake, we did what we had to do.
I know, but next time, I want to make sure we don't have to. And I can tell you, ambushing a huntress who's just trying to help isn't an option I'm thrilled about choosing.
Then maybe we shouldn't.
What's the plan?
How is she doing?
She's confused, scared. We'll have her recorded visual data shortly. That should prove her innocence, but the damage has already been done.
Oh, there's Maria.
The things people are saying about her. If Penny hadn't been there, Robin would be...
I don't think Robin was their target. Salem's goal has always been to divide us. I think Penny was exactly where they wanted her. Just like at the Vital Festival.
And just like back then, someone is using our own technology against us. This doctored footage of Penny came from her work all around Manor. Stolen straight from our surveillance network.
Ugh. Hacking. Technology. Why can't people just do what they used to and fight to the death? A lot simpler if you ask me.
Well, if we're dealing with the same enemy from Beacon, hacking into Mantl's system would be simple. Fortunately, the rest of Atlas is running on an upgraded network.
And how would someone get access to that network?
Well,
Someone on
only
the
a few
inside?
people have clearance. Ironwood, the Council, our cybersecurity and surveillance leads, and maybe a select few who oversee critical systems like sewage or the heating grid.
Or
The
one
heating
Dr.
grid run in
Watts.
partnership with the Schneedus Company. What are you thinking?
I don't know yet.
Daddy Schnee.
but something isn't right.
Understatement of the century.
And how are you doing?
If Maria hadn't offered to help me these past weeks, I'd have likely collapsed by now. Getting a communications tower into the sky seems impossible on its own, but now, to think of what people want to do to my girl.
Even if the worst does happen, you can always reactivate her again. So maybe try not to worry so much.
There's a reason. Why Penny is the only one of her kind.
It's a good question here. So, she has an aura.
When the General first challenged us to find the next breakthrough in defense technology, most of my colleagues pursued more obvious choices. I was one of the few who believed in looking inward for inspiration.
You wanted a protector with a soul.
I did. And when General Ironwood saw her, he did too. Much to my surprise, the Penny Project was chosen over all the other proposals.
Why would you be surprised? You created an artificial aura.
Not quite.
It's not artificial, is it? It's a real aura. It's his aura. Is that it?
You gave her part of yours?
Yes. And each time I rebuild Penny, it takes a little more. If the people get their wish and she's destroyed, I won't be able to...
We'll find whoever's responsible. I promise.
That's always a big question about Penny. Where does her aura come from?
Robin.
Scramble!
No, wait!
You better get after her.
And regroup at the hideout!
No. She's not going to be an easy catch.
Please
Jesus.
stop! We just want to...
Ooh, that's a scary weapon that she has there.
If Ironwood wants me, he'll have to send more than a couple of kids.
He is. Stopping the trucks alerted the Aesops. We don't have long before they arrive, so please listen to us. You need to know the truth.
You're stalling.
Amity Coliseum, all of these supplies, they're for a new communications tower.
That doesn't make any sense.
A new tower means the kingdoms can
I know
finally...
what the tower means, fisticuffs. One of you take my hand.
What?
You said time is short. Either take it, or I'm gone.
It's like an semblance thing.
Tell me again. What is Ironwood building out in the tundra?
A new communications tower. He's trying to help everyone.
Ah.
You're telling the truth.
Truth recognizing.
Semblance.
Why keep that a secret?
Because he doesn't know who he can trust. Atlas isn't out to get anybody. The people murdering civilians in Mantle are just trying to make it look that way. And if those same people learned about Amity, they'd do everything in their power to destroy it.
So who are they? Who's actually behind this?
Yang, Blake, where are you?
We can't tell you that part yet.
Bullshit.
Look, we are trusting you, so trust us when we say that Amity Tower needs to stay a secret until it's done. We just need a little more time.
Run! We'll throw them off!
I won't stop until I know the whole truth.
Yeah, I mean, it's a difficult situation. There is no easy answer
It's
here.
right behind that door.
Oh,
Staff
what?
of creation.
I had a feeling they're about to say.
Bring you down here might jog some memories. After all, it was your idea to use the staff to lift Atlas.
I was about to
off the
say,
ground.
is this the relic?
I thought gravity dust kept Atlas afloat.
That's the public story. But with the staff, we have a constant, seemingly limitless energy source. Oswald speculated it could take us as high as we wanted. To tell you the truth, that served as the inspiration for the Amity Project.
So you're going to power
Get a
it with
communication
this?
tower up in the sky, higher than the Grim can survive.
Staff of creation,
So we never
okay.
lose contact with each other again.
But you're not using the staff to raise Amity.
The staff can only be used for one purpose at a time. We're going to have to do Amity the old-fashioned way, dust and all.
Oh, never mind.
Feels strange. Knowing a part of me helped come up with all this.
You'll get used to it, I'm sure. Eventually, you don't even know who's who anymore.
Right.
you know, Oscar is another character who we need to get some backstory on at some point.
But I wish I could ask Ospen what he thought of all this.
Well, I can tell you what I think. The path you're heading down, where you're the only one with the answers, where you do the thing you think is right no matter the cost, it's not going to take you anywhere good.
We have to stop Salem. Nothing matters more.
Some things matter more, I think. Keeping our humanity. It's what makes us different from her.
Sometimes I worry that's her greatest advantage. Without humanity, does she still feel fear? Does she ever hesitate? When Salem hit Beacon, even with all my ships, all of my soldiers, I was no match for her. I've never felt so helpless. The way she told me she was there.
As I say, Oscar, we don't know a lot of his backstory, do we?
You just can't let that fear control you.
Other than he's just a kid from a farm who...
I am not going to end up like Lionheart.
happens to be,
Do you believe in me?
the next soul for Ospen to inhabit.
I do believe in you. But not only you. I think the best thing you could do is sit down and talk with the people you're most afraid to.
Now you are starting to sound like him. Winter. What is it?
Uh-oh. Schnee? Has he been voted off the council?
What's going on?
Has Papa Schnee exerted his influence?
It looks like you're getting your wish.
Oh.
My father's first act. We've all been invited to dinner, where the general will be defending his seat on the council.
Well, this isn't going to go well. Is that... Yeah, I had a feeling that was going to be the end. Oh, look, it's a lot of old outfits. See the characters in the background? They've got like their old pre-Volume 7 outfits on, interestingly, there. Okay, well, there you go. That was episode 7, worst case scenario. So yeah, it's about a gig. We know it's all kicking off. Right, let me just jump cut whilst I check the footage and all that, and then I'll give some thoughts. 1 second, everybody. So, no doubt, the next episode is going to be about dinner with Papa Schnee, judging by the thumbnail of it anyway, so we've got that to look forward to next time. Methinks that's not going to go well. So, Papa Schnee has invited, presumably, Ironwood, possibly Winter, and does that mean, therefore, by extension, Weiss might end up having to go as well? Possibly? I don't know. We'll have to see. But yeah, I mean, this episode went pretty much as I thought it would, i.e. it's going to go badly for our main characters. Pressure's going to be on now. But I think a lot of hinges here on whether Robin Hill is going to be very willing to listen to them. She seems to be willing, given that her semblance is the ability to discern whether people she's in physical contact with are telling the truth, and at least that's what I'm guessing a semblance is. That's what it appeared to be. You know, if she feels that there maybe is a bit of truth, then maybe she'll be willing to listen. But, I don't know, there's still so many episodes left in this volume. Anything could happen, anything could go wrong. I'm always just kind of worried that, you know, we're still only just beyond the halfway point, so the villains could still wreak absolute havoc at this stage. And, you know, speaking of the villains, obviously Tyrian and Watts we've seen, and possibly the shadow of Salem herself earlier on, but we still haven't seen anything of anyone else. No Emerald, no Mercury, no Cinder, no Neo, so maybe they're taking a bit of a backseat this volume, or maybe they're only going to appear a bit later on. We'll have to see. But God, yeah, I mean, not much really else for me to say, other than, most of all, gotta feel sorry for Penny. But it's good actually, though, come to think of it, that we've had a question answered, because I've seen people express this in YouTube comments on, like, you know, Let's Watches, not just, you know, not specifically anything I've done, but Let's Watches by other reactors, about Penny and about her aura, and where it kind of comes from. Because questions people are asking is it like a synthetic aura, or is it actually a proper real aura? And if the answer to that is, if it's the latter, then, you know, where does that aura come from? Does that mean someone had to die so that Penny could live and stuff like this? Well, now we've got an answer. So her aura comes from her creator, so he's given part of himself into her. So yeah, the stakes are high for Penny and for him, for Pietro. So yeah, a bit of an issue. That's going to be a problem. So fingers crossed, let us hope that Penny lives. Penny's not going to die again at some point, because that's probably going to be a disaster for old Pietro himself, because eventually he can't just keep sacrificing bits of his own aura just to keep reconstructing his synthetic daughter, to put it that way. So yeah, everything's a little bit bad at the moment. Oh God, sorry. I'm getting gas coming up my throat from my tea. I think now's probably time to wrap this episode up, ladies and gents. So thank you for joining me, and hope you all enjoyed that. I certainly did. I'm looking forward to episode 8. We'll, I should say, I'll probably get recording that straight away. So I'll see you then. In the meantime, of course, the usual outro stuff. Propagandist is my second channel. If you didn't know already, my main channel is John Strategist, link down in the video description, where I just do various gaming content. So if you're into that kind of thing, there might be something over there that you're interested in. But other than that, I'm signing off now. Goodbye, everybody.